Tell the girls that I kiss, kiss, bang, bang, let's go.
Ah yeah, it's time to travel and bang, baby.
This is Travel and Bang. I am Marky Bravo, the mulatto. Welcome to the jungle. We all discover the dark arts of seduction and embracing lifestyle by design. Okay, so this one, wait a minute before I even get into it, right? You know the drill. Show me some love, subscribe, leave a comment. Please share this video with other people if you feel that you've benefited from the information I relate to you, all right? Okay, now we can get to it. All right. Back when I was in the U.S. Army, you know what I mean? When I joined, I became they call it MOS, meaning the job title, with 92 Alpha. We were a logistics specialist. That's just fancy verbiage for supply technician. Now, I worked in Germany. I was stationed in Germany, and we had this word we always used. I don't hear it much anymore. Chicken hawk. In the Army, if you were a chicken hawk, you know, if someone was like, yeah, you gotta watch him, he's a chicken hawk. Chicken hawk was a man who liked to prey on married women, you know what I mean? Or not even just married women, you know, on a woman who's spoken for. So even if she has a boyfriend, a chicken hawk would end up, you know, having sexual, you know, carnal knowledge, if you want to say, of that woman. And that's why they was like called chicken hawks. And as the years went by, you know, back in the past, I used to think that, oh yeah, I would never be a chicken hawk. I would never do that. You know, these guys, you know, fuck them. You know what I mean? I used to feel that way until later on, as I went down the, you know, road of life, experienced different things on the journey, and I ended up at one time, just once, I don't make this a habit, I ended up one time as a chicken hawk. You know what I'm saying? Not purposely, but I just kind of fell into it. I was on a contract, of course, right? Government contract overseas. Another mission in a place where it was, you know, 2 American women to every 10 American guys, you know, so, you know, ratio, right? You already know what part of the world I probably was in. It was a desert region, hint, hint. Okay, and women in those regions, American women, are called desert queens, because the less of you there are, the more you're worth. That's just how it is, supply and demand. So I ran into a desert queen, you know what I mean, as a American woman who was contracting as well. I met her through LinkedIn, I think. Yeah, remember that I told you the secret about dating on LinkedIn. Don't tell nobody. But so to make a long story short, she came over and we got intimate. Then later, she's like, you know what I mean, when the shebang bang was over and done with, we're sitting there and she tells me, I gotta tell you something. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're not I was thinking some other crazy shit, you know what I mean? And she was like, I'm married. And I was like, what? And then she told me, but you know, we're on the outs. We're basically, we're splitting up. Okay. Well, to fast forward this story as it went by, okay, I realized this is the most common thing. All married people who cheat, if you want to use that terminology, I don't prefer to use it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, it's just a weird word, you know what I mean? And not everybody who is in a situation, in married situation or in a monogamous relationship, you know what I mean? Different strokes for different folks. But so what I've learned through time is that's the excuse they use, you know what I mean? They usually, because men who are hip to the game, you got a platform of logical thought process. You're not going to want to become sexually intimate with a woman who's already spoken for, okay? And I'm going to outline this because a lot of guys don't understand what I'm talking about. Like, why are you saying that? I'm saying it because most men don't listen. they go down this road anyway. So I want to touch on it. So maybe some dudes already know the deal, so they can either not do it, or if they get caught up in the situation like that, they can know what the exit strategy to take. Okay, so most women who are married or spoken for usually tell you or the guy, oh, but we're on the outs. You know, we just live together right now, but we're on the outs. That is basically a brain fog lie. That is just what these people say, because they know they're going to scare you off. If they, you know, and no one wants to see, it's the anti-slut defense mechanism, I think, mostly on the part of women. This is what Julian Blanc, if you don't know who he is, Google him. Julian Blanc from Real Social Dynamics, the company, said the anti-slut defense mechanism, because no woman usually comes out and says, yeah, you know, I cheat on my husband, or I cheat on my boyfriend. I'm a dirty little, you know, whatever. So that's why they usually say it, to sugarcoat it and to draw you in like, well, they're on the outs anyway, and you usually will go along with it, okay? But usually as time goes by and you've had a couple intimate encounters with the woman, you will notice that they seem to never be separating with their spouse or their boyfriend. You know, she's just not. Because this is the game they play. This is the game they play. So I would like to tell all the men, you know, being a chicken hawk is dangerous. I would not endorse it or promote it. I know there's like rap songs that make that shit sound cool. Remember back in the day, Nelly? You know, Nelly featuring Kelly Rowland? Yeah, I'm not gonna sing it for you. Na, 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 na. You know, if you think about the lyrics of Nelly and Kelly Rowland in that song, it was basically a cheater song. It was just basically promoting like, hey baby, I know you're in a situation with old boy, and you know, we fuck on the down low, but you know, I got feelings for you, you know, baby girl. That's basically how the song structure is. And the woman is singing back, going back and forth with Nelly about, you know, she got a man, but she's thinking about him all the time. You know what I mean? So we live in a society that basically endorses this type of behavior. I'll be honest with you. I'm not here to play morale police. I'm not here to say that that if people, you know, the women or even men who are doing things on the down low behind their woman's back, I'm not here to say they're bad people. First of all, we don't know. We have to understand the situation a lot of people get themselves in, and it's not that easily to get out. You know what I mean? So it's easy to cast judgment. It's easy to say, oh, you dirty motherfucker. Oh, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Nah, it's easy to think like that. But to hold back the judgment is to hold back your energy. So you don't want to waste your time and all that. What I'm trying to say is stay away from it. Because a lot of times the men who are connected with these women, they know that what they're doing. Everybody knows who their spouse or who their girlfriend is. You know what I mean? But they're with them anyway. A lot of times the guy is not as successful as the woman. See, a good-looking woman can jump around. You know what I mean? Can bed hop. You know, different. See this guy here. See this guy here. Shit, the girl I was messing with a couple of years ago, she was messing with me. A dude from Bosnia, and then she was messing with a lesbian, you know what I mean? Thugged out black lesbian. I mean, the shit was wild, bro. It was wild. You can make a TV show about this. You know, I'm laughing now, you know what I'm saying? But when I was going through it, I was like, you know what I'm saying? But it's dangerous, because when you do run into certain situations, the man in those situations, meaning the woman's relationship partner, is usually dependent on her sexually for sexual release. And that's why for the person who has options, i.e. the person, if you want to say, who's cheating, it's all good in the hood. But the person who doesn't have options, right, don't have sexual options, they're even more infuriated when they find out you're connected. You're basically eating off their plate, i.e. you're having sexual encounters with their relationship partner. The man is infuriated. You can die over that. You know, this is called crimes of passion. You can die over that. That's why it's very dangerous. That's why I never endorse it. If you fall in this situation, you're watching this video so you know how to get out. Matter of fact, when you realize you fell into a situation like that, you have to bow out. Don't become what we call in Germany schwanzgesteuert, meaning you let your dick do your thinking for you. You let your lust do, control your results. You got to take control of the steering wheel and bow out, possibly. And this is why we go back to telling young men and women, you should do this the same. There's women watching this. You have to spin plates. You have to be talking to multiple people so that way you don't become sexually dependent on one woman who happens to already be spoken for. You understand? And then you get sucked in. You get sucked in. And then the woman has you wrapped around her finger. You know what I mean? And now you're mind fucked. She just mind fucked you. Now you're all thinking about her all day, and you know what I mean? And this is being hypnotized, and this is the worst. And that comes from not having options. That's a scarcity mind state. That's what we call in game. We call it one-itis. It's a mind disease. It's like where you just think of one woman, all right? But yeah, you don't want to be a part of those situations. They can get violent. Now, there are people who are polyamorous. They don't advertise it, but the man and the woman are open door relationship. You understand? So you have to understand who you're dealing with. Not everybody's traditional orthodox type of relationship. There's polyamorous people out there who have open door policy. The man does not care who his wife or his girlfriend fucks because he's okay with that. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there these days that get down like that. Matter of fact, you'll be shocked to know that I've even had a relationship in the past, and me and the woman had a polyamorous setup. You know what I mean? Now, I didn't want to know about what she was doing, but open door relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm that type of dude. I'm on the edge. I'm trying to, experience different things, only to a certain extent. So that's the story of the chicken hawk. You know what I mean? It's just not something you want to get caught up in. I would say best case scenario, if you could cut it off after the first encounter, to be like, oh, okay, you're one of those girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, nah, we can be friends. We can be friends. Like, nah, but you're not coming over no more on the booty call hours. You understand? So that's what I got to say about the chicken hawk lifestyle. Don't let it become your lifestyle. And in the Army, there was a lot of that. There's a lot. We all heard horror stories about, all the fuckery that goes on in the U.S. Army with cheating and people. I remember once in the Army, talk about chicken hawk, there was this one sergeant, right? Thomas, and yeah, he had sexual intimate encounters with his friend Sergeant Thompson. I probably get the names right. And it was just a big soap opera. And then the guy's wife ended up leaving him for the other guy. And this guy was his best friend, and he was chicken hawking him. You understand? And then someone could have really got hurt, or it could have really turned ugly, and somebody could have got murdered. You know what I mean? Because all these feelings are involved, all these deep feelings of scarcity. This is the person for me. She's my soulmate. And all that brainwash from society. But okay, so before we end this video, I want to touch on one last thing. Coaching. Coaching is very vital, gentlemen. When the first time I got into social dynamics, learning the dynamics between men and women, seduction. When I first got into studying social dynamics, that basically human nature, right? I started off on more of a primitive level, like this book by Tariq Nasheed called The Art of Macking. And it's, like I said, it's based on the basis of how a street pimp views seduction, which is basically manipulation, right? But as years went by, then I discovered someone else, Owen Cook, also known as RSD Tyler, from the company Real Social Dynamics. And I got really deep into his teachings and all his cohorts, and then of course, You got the other Coach Corey Wayne, his channel, his book, The 3% Man. And what I want to say is, I want to tell all the young men out there how vital having a coach in your life is, because most of you don't have a coach. Okay? If you don't have a coach, what you need to do is select some refined, really good books and read it 10 to 15 times. Each book, 10 to 15 times. You're not going to retain the knowledge 1, 2, 3, 4 times of reading before it becomes a part of you. Remember, repetition is the mother of skill. You gotta, you know what I mean? Keep uploading that software into the hard drive, in other words. And if you want to take it up another notch, get a coach. Get a coach. And I know most of you won't. It's funny, it's crazy how men will spend their hard-earned money on bullshit, on dumb stuff, dumb bullshit. But when it comes to investing in themselves, knowledge, people, we treat it like, no. I'll just cherry pick. I'll just watch Corey Wayne videos every day after work and just cherry pick what I think is good, and the rest I don't care. I'll just discard it. That's fine if you want to do that. That's a template. All these videos by Coach Corey Wayne, Lucario, and on and on and on and on, Valor Dating. This is a template. Do you know what I mean? And that's fine. But what you really need, if you want to take it to the next level, is coaching. It's very vital. And you don't have to get a coach that you have to spend hundreds of dollars to coach you. I think the people who come to me, they usually, I call it donations. They're not even really paying me per se. They're donating. Like, you know, if I gave someone some really jewel of knowledge for a woman that he really wanted to get with, you know what I mean? He'd PayPal me like 30, 40 bucks, you know what I mean? But he gets results, you understand? And you need to choose a coach. It doesn't mean choose me, even so if you want to, go ahead. But if you really grab a mentor, okay, not just a coach, someone who mentors you, who can, you know what I mean, talk on the phone with you, can hear the whole platform, the whole ecosystem of what you're trying to get into, then when you meet the women that you wanna, you know what I mean, you wanna kick it with, date, maybe go down the selection and narrow it down to one. If you're more of a guy who's just, wanting a monogamous relationship, whatever your thing is, it's best to have a coach. And there's many people out there who do it. You know what I'm saying? Many people who are really good coaches. And then there's many people you shouldn't get coached by. You know what I mean? I would go for expertise, deep experience. You know what I'm saying? Someone who's traveled, who's seen things. You understand? If you just want to get primitive type of knowledge, then you go to primitive type of people. And there's a lot of young bucks out there who teach too, not down in them, but I don't know really what a 18 or 20-year-old can really teach you because they have not experienced anything that deep. You know what I mean? You're talking about people who have been through the ringer. They have had their guts ripped out emotionally. You know, they've been through it with relationships, women, whatever. I even been through a divorce. You know, you give the psychological profile of who in the archetype of what kind of woman you're dealing with and how best to get her interested in you or not. Sometimes you need somebody also to tell you you're wasting your time. You understand? And, you have to get somebody who's going to drill it home. You know what I mean? Who's going to give you the energy, right? Some sounding board energy, boom, and let it flash back to you. You know what I mean? That's what coaches are. If their coaches weren't worth a damn, Tony Robbins wouldn't be a millionaire. If coaches weren't worth a damn, football teams and sports teams wouldn't have them. Do you understand? If you are a professional athlete, you have a professional coach. If you are into martial arts, you have a martial arts teacher who is your coach. You know what I mean? This is what you need. So gentlemen out there, even if you're kicking $10, $20 to a coach, whatever you got negotiated with those guys, you need to do it to show your appreciation. Nothing's free. And you won't value the information given to you anyway if it's free. Every guy I've coached for free disrespected me because they took my time and what I had to say not serious. They took it lightly, and they kept repeating the fucking same mistakes with women over and over and over again. Now, if he would have paid, he would have valued it more because he knew that his hard-earned money was being spent on this knowledge. That's why you should pay. Gentlemen, what I'm trying to say is you need a motherfucking coach. If you're serious about this, if you want to be on some advanced, futuristic game, grab you a coach of your liking, okay? You can get at me too. My email address, I'll leave it down below if you're interested for some coaching. And then let's go back to the books. Okay, read these books 10 to 15 times. You know what I mean? Do you want to be flawless? What would James Bond do? What would James Bond do? That's all you need to tell yourself. What would James Bond do? He wouldn't be bullshitting. He wouldn't be dabbling. You know what I'm saying? Are you more like James Bond? Or are you going to be like the rest of these 98% of these simps, these thirsty fucking ass simps out here? I'm being real. I don't mean to insult these other people, but the truth is, there's a small percentage of winners, okay? And there's a large percent of losers and men who are just in the dark. You have to decide what side do you want to be on, all right? So this has been Marky Bravo, the mulatto. Once again, travel and bang. Stay tuned for more. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Till the next time, baby.